Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my Baldur's Gate 3 perspective. And you're like, damn, how'd you get through Dragon Age and then this thing? Well, I'd gotten this as a gift and, was playing it through Steam, and I just was not having fun with it. And that's the kind of thing that made me kind of want to talk about my experience with this. I do not have fun with this game. And you're like, but you've played turn-based RPGs and JRPGs before. And it's like, yes, it's one of my most favorite kind of ones possible. Oh, you say that you like D&D. And I'm like, yes, I do like D&D. I do not like this game. Like, the story could be like the most amazing thing ever, but the thing with a video game is, if you do not enjoy the gameplay, it's gonna fuck you over. Like, this was like a new kind of level of, I do not enjoy this game. I don't have fun with it. It's strange. It made me look on to other kind of things like Final Fantasy VIII. I enjoy that more, and I have more fun with that. Deadly Premonition. I enjoyed that and more fun with that. The Yakuza Like a Dragon series, Dragon Age, Veilguard, Starfield. I had more fun with these games. Like, it's very rare for me to play a game and just not finish it. I have not finished this. I've got like 18 hours in it, and I just don't enjoy it. And it should be right up my alley. It's like, but you love D&D. It's like, yeah, but the thing is, I'm playing it by myself. And that's the great kind of thing of why I played this game. I learned that playing D&D by myself would suck fucking shit. Because I don't have anybody else to bounce off of on the things. The great thing I loved about having D&D with my friends is that, now I've never DM'd. But as playing the kind of character, I'm like, yeah, okay, we've got our dice rolls and everything, but sometimes we can come up with something that kind of like is different than what we would be able to get in this game. Like, when you got that, you could bounce ideas off of your friends, off the dungeon master, of what kind of goes on. You don't get that here. You've got a vast array of choices, but it's all down to the dice roll and everything. And of course, I was going more of like, I kind of want to pick the kind of thing that I'm trying to do, and the dice rolls wouldn't work. So I kept reloading and trying to get certain kind of things to actually kind of work out. And even when it did, it just would take fucking forever for it to sometimes even get to that point where you've got one or two or whatnot, and you're probably going to be like, hey, that's a shitty kind of way to play. Of course you don't like it. And like, yeah, I get that. But if I just let the dice roll decide, I'm not deciding. Because everyone's like, play it and let the dice roll and let the dice decide. I'm like, then that's deciding it for me, and I'm not having really that much kind of input in it. It's really kind of weird for me to kind of like bring that up, because I felt I had more of my shit, respected and recognized in Dragon Age Veilguard. And I know that sounds like the most bizarro mirror universe fucked up bullshit for anybody to ever fucking say, but even if the writing of certain kind of ways of what it was kind of talked about in Dragon Age Veilguard was not exactly what I would have said, the spirit of it at least didn't kind of break my cognitive dissonance of what was kind of going on, or how I was trying to do certain kind of things. I'm like, my paladin should be able to do this. What the fuck's kind of going on? I didn't even get to a point where like an oath break would have happened or whatnot. I'm like, oh, okay. And it's really kind of weird how everybody's just like, now I also do guides, and then of course other people will be like, going blind. And it's like, okay, but there's certain kind of things that would really have probably fucked up my stuff, and this is a very slow-paced game. I would probably only play through it once, ever, if I ever tried to, like, kind of finish this. So that's why I usually utilize guides, because normally I'm going to go through this and have one nice, good run, unless it has something that it does really fucking well that really would draw me back into the world, like The Witcher 3. Because even going through on that playthrough, again, with what, even doing the same choices would be fun and enjoyable on what's kind of going on here. Here, like, I just wanted to make sure what was kind of going on and understanding the levelings. Sure, I got to the level 3, and I'm just like, I can't really deal with this. And where I was going with that was like the companions. I would have rather had them kind of spread out more of what was kind of going on, rather than they're pretty much all close together in one kind of area. It's like they're all, because you bring up the whole thing of being like infected with this like mind flayer parasite, and you kind of want to get it out. And it's like, okay, we're all pretty much close together. I understand you're in the same kind of ship crash where it's like, all right, we're all kind of infected with this. Can't we just have somebody with something else? And the thing is, I understand that this was in early access for a while, so of course, when you're attempting to kind of test this kind of fucking thing, which is a giant ass undertaking, you'd want them to be within a close proximity so people can gather pretty much a full kind of party and go out and do the kind of combat and everything. And I just did not like the combat. Like, there'd be certain kind of things. Now I was playing on balanced, because I want some kind of challenge, but it just like, I didn't care for it. I'm like, alright, the rolls fucked me over, now I'm gonna get screwed, and then trying to figure out what's kind of going on, or how to try and salvage it. And the thing is, I don't want to do these kind of crazy ass things of trying to do certain things, of like doing barrels and explosions and stuff like that. That's... The character I'm role-playing is a paladin. Like, if I'm getting into combat, I want it to be as honorable as possible, but then I get fucking thunder nuked by everything that's in the fucking sun. It's like, alright, cool. So that's not as viable as you would probably think. I tried to sneak up on certain kind of people, and then for some reason, like I was dealing with these ogres in this blighted village, and I tried to be this, alright, do this positioning and everything, and sneaky, and somehow, this ogre tossed this kind of thing that knocked my people off the edge, and I'm like, whatever, fuck it. They're level 4, I'm level 3, I'm just gonna fucking ignore it. And I then tried to, like, help out this gnome, and I was gonna pretty much try and tank out these, goblins for as much XP as possible, but I just went with the paladin route of talking it down, because trying to sneak and, like, set up stuff wasn't going to work for it because of like lines of sight and what I was attempting to do. So it's just like, whatever. It just, these layers just kept pulling me out immersion wise, where I was like, I am not having fun here. I really don't care that much about the characters. I understand that's very early in, even at 18 hours. Lae'zel's an asshole. Shadowheart's alright. She worships this asshole. Gale's a weirdo that needs magical shit. Astarion is just an edgelord fuckboy. Will's kind of like, eh. I didn't even get to Karlach, which is probably the one that I would probably have connected with the most. But it just... interacting with the game is what was my biggest thing. And I'm like, I'm not having fun. And that's why I wanted to talk about this. Because sometimes you find a game that is not going to work out for you, and it's quite alright to kind of stop it. Now, this, on the effect that I had gotten it as a gift, I wanted to give it as best of a try as possible, but it just didn't click with me. The objective of a game should be to provide fun to you, to have an enjoyable experience. And if you're not, it's quite alright. I mean, yeah, you could be told to, like, do this, that, and the other, research this kind of shit, look into this kind of shit, or whatnot, and everything, but the end of the day is, I wasn't having fun. I don't think this is a bad game. This game is fucking not for me. However, the one thing that I will say this game has that is bad is the fucking camera. Because, now, it wouldn't go to completely to the point where I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Am I up Satan's asshole at this point? No, but it would get stuck in rocks and shit and was like fucking stupid, so... yeah, I'm not saying this is a bad game. This game is definitely just not for me. It just didn't pull me in for anything. And I can understand the kind of, like, problems and everything that Dragon Age Veilguard had. Like, it's really kind of strange because I think that if you hated Dragon Age Veilguard, you would probably have a better time with this one because it's got more of a kind of story that is kind of centered around a kind of universal kind of theme and tone that you probably would have wanted that from Dragon Age Origin that you would have wanted on Dragon Age Veilguard. However, them changing it is what made it work for me to pull me in. Even though it did have those darker elements, it was presented in a different thematic and tonal way. Here, those are kind of issues, but those aren't the main issues. It was me interacting with the world and how it was kind of going on and dealing with the dice rolls and everything kind of going on combat-wise and just feeling like it was taking forever to kind of do anything. And not to, like, I'm a patient motherfucker. I'll wait for books, movies, TV shows, video games and everything. I'll wait for shit on sale and everything. Or wait for games to be gifts for certain things. And it was so slow. And then sitting there trying to do certain kind of things just to get the kind of result that I wanted, to make sure that my character was making the choice that I wanted my character to make, and then to get the consequences of that choice was just not fun to me. And I want to truly and utterly reiterate, I do not think this game is bad. I do not hate this game. This game just isn't for me. And that's cool. It was just that first kind of like one of like, you know what? I've had problems with other games before, and other games that are probably put on my least favorite. This is one that is my least favorite that doesn't do anything wrong, like, at all. It just isn't for me. It's like fighting games or driving games or flight simulators. Those games really aren't for me. I don't think they're bad or anything wrong with them. They just aren't for me. It's not like it. It's interesting for me to have that where it's like, yeah, there's nothing really wrong with this except for the camera trying to kick my ass. Which it never even kicked my ass in like a kind of combat scenario where I'm attempting to do something to make sure somebody doesn't die, and it's just like, hey, guess what, bitch? Eat ass in a wholesale. It's like, no, okay. It was always ever in some kind of thing that I was trying to like look at, and it's like, hey, fuck you, get stuck in a rock. So that's why this one is very interesting, because normally when I'm like going on with a game, it's like, okay, it does something bad, and that's why I have a problem with it. This doesn't do anything bad. It's just, its objective and its game design is down to such a thing that it does not jive with me. We are on completely different wavelengths, and this motherfucker just isn't for me. And that was a kind of new thing for me, and that's kind of why I wanted to talk about this perspective-wise. This is not a review because I did not finish it. I'm not going to finish it. I don't feel like ever kind of revisiting it again. I don't think Larian games are for me based off of this, because I spent at least some time in it, so I'm like, these kind of systems aren't for me. So I'm not looking into their Divinity series. I wish them the best. I like that they finished the game and haven't done shit-ass monetization. So I will support them and support them for, like, if anything, I'd probably get some kind of merch from, like, to support them, so that way people have these kinds of games, because I don't want these to disappear from other people's games. If you like CRPGs and these kind of games, that's fucking awesome, and I want you to have this. I want you to have this game and be like, I fucking love this goddamn thing. It sounded like it should have been for me, but it just wasn't. Ooh. And it's okay for that. Like, sometimes you will have something that, like, it should be up your alley. It should be that awesome fucking thing. And then you get it, or you get into what's going on with it, and you're like, oh, no, this ain't for me, even though this is kind of shit I like. What the fuck is this? So, yeah, but you always have to understand. You have to look at it, and does it do something completely and utterly wrong? In and of itself, is it broken? Is there some piece that is fucked up? Or is it just not for you? A lot of times people like to conflate the two and be like, I don't like this, and it's bad. It's very much harder to be like, I don't like this, it is good, but it's completely subjective. I just don't like it. That's a hard thing to do, and this was almost like the pinnacle kind of example for me for reviews of like, yeah, it's easy to be like, I fucking love this thing. It's awesome, and you can point out the reasons why and expound upon it and really dig into this stuff. And then there's other ones where you're like, I don't like this shit, and you can explain it and be like, this just really fucking is not good, and explain those kind of reasons. It's very much harder to be like, this is good. I'm glad it's got this polish and the voice acting and the dialogue and everything and this combat for people. It just isn't for me. And that is at least why I'm glad I at least went through this. Yeah. So, that is my perspective on Baldur's Gate 3. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.